Okay, we're live. So yeah, it's had a long morning of childcare. And now it's time to do stuff. Focus test on sacrifice. Yeah, I need to make sure sacrifice is working and visual effect. Occupaba should not have wings save for Legner, just a design idea. Combo for crit and poison showing 4 times. Yeah, that's a weird bug. Not crucial, but you know, we'll figure that one out. Lucy ultimate crashes game. Yeah, no, that was just because I think I dealt with that. Demon elemental weapons are missing debuffs. Yeah, that's true. That's really easy to fix, and I should fix that. Heroes should have their own loop for picking targets. Yeah, because basically what happens is when the game gets a bit heavy, rather than slowing the frame rate down, the characters just pick their targets a bit slower, and I think that shouldn't apply to the hero. The hero should always be attacking quickly because it's very annoying when they don't. And yeah, just another design idea. Ghosts and Banshees should have evade but half HP. Just makes life a bit more interesting. Doesn't really like a lot of what the characters do is flavor, rather than being a real sort of mechanical thing, because how do you respond to that? Well, you can't really. You just see it happen, but it makes life a bit more interesting. And I'm going to do a quick build and run and play, just to kick off the session. Very tired. Yeah. So I'll do a quick build and run and see how the game is feeling. I won't pick a demon because they're going to be broken. And then we got these artifacts to add, some things, and then sort out my to-do list. And I really ought to carry on making YouTube videos, not just the streams, but little videos around, you know, I've got quite a few ideas for videos that people might find useful. The main thing being showing you the mistakes that I made so that you don't have to make them yourself. And yeah, I should do a few more of those. So yeah, we'll get there. Today's a tough one because yeah, my wife had more work, had a longer day than usual, and I've got to do the childcare, and the little one took a while to get to sleep the second time for his nap. He's almost 1. And yeah, okay, so so yeah, I don't know why last time we didn't get I want to try out, oh, what's happening here? Why are the heroes being added more than once, I wonder? So I'm gonna I think that's a quick one. So we go characters, sure, heroes, add, and before we add any heroes to that, I think this is what's happening. We just go heroes.clear. Okay, let's pick Rowan, Berserker, and heal. It's pretty tricky start, and we won't fight against the demons. Let's fight against the black beans and see what bugs come up. Okay, buffs on ultimate. Okay, yeah, let's go for a strong buff build then. So this guy, his first weapon is heal, which is slightly awkward because you kind of want your main guy doing some damage. And actually my Berserker is a bit slow. So yeah, not great start. So, you know, that's a balancing issue, something to think about. I really just need that first level up, which I don't think I'm going to get. I think I'm going to get killed because my guy is slow. I think heroes in general should be a bit faster than the other characters. So that's something that I can do, but it's not crucial just yet. So I'll just put that as a note here. Here, all heroes should be a bit faster, so you can kind of run away from baddies. Okay, let's try it again, and we're not going to pick him. Let's try Jack, just to try something a bit different. I wonder if Jack should have a hood. I mean, it clearly signifies him as a rogue, but okay. Buff on, yeah, okay, crit, yeah, crit, absolutely. As you can see, this is a much better start. My guys are a bit papery. They don't last very long before they get killed, but you know, that's the starting point. Okay, so if we're doing crits and we're getting buffs on crits, then none of these really apply. We've already got our rogue, so healers don't really make as much sense. So perhaps we should get let's get the berserker, get some more melee in there. And yeah, my guy does feel a bit slow. So yeah, all heroes should go a bit faster. Crossbow? Crossbow. Crossbow. This is all pretty much running as expected. Okay, I guess we should pick something that combines, since none of these, I mean, attack speed is always good, but let's go with Fireball. Oy. Rogue. This critical buff doesn't seem to be happening very often, but I'm sure it will. Maybe it needs to be tuned up a little bit. And maybe it's not working at all. Maybe there's a bug. We'll find out, I'm sure. Okay, let's go with the bow, and then we've got a nice set of weapons. Okay, I guess we should pick a unit. Okay, let's pick the looter then. We're starting to get a bit challenged now, which is good. Don't want things to be too easy. And let's pick something that has crit on it. Although that does feel a bit weak at this point. I wonder if I need to rebalance this artifact. Crit rate. That's going to be great. Let's keep going with what we have. Zombie should be level 2. Flesh. Just fun flavor, really. Although that'll make Basma a bit awkward. See, all these balancing choices have all kinds of effects that can happen. those graves, and yeah, this run's going well. Though I haven't seen my buffs happen even once, so I wonder if, yeah, the chance is just too low, or it's not working, or something. So just until I critical buff balanced / working, because it just feels a bit bad. Even if it is working and it's correctly tuned, it feels a bit bad if 3.5 minutes in it hasn't happened, or it hasn't appeared to happen once. Let's get poison. Yeah, it looks like a fun ragtag band of characters that I have. Rogue. Yeah, everything's running smoothly. Everything's working as expected. I guess boots. Nice to move a bit faster, although I didn't really feel it. Boots. Boots balance / working. Could be. Because I just didn't really feel that movement increase from grabbing boots. I'm sure it's there. Okay, and then I think attack speed. And yeah, still haven't seen critical buff happen even once, so something's gone wrong there, I think. 50 times. Oh, and max mana for Jack. And HH, Headless, Horseless Headman. Okay, so this one is a heal. I think I'm gonna pick a different one. Holy Summon on heal. No. No. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice a bean. Good heal. Holy ooh. Okay, so none of these are good. Disable reroll button if not enough beans. Okay, this is bad, but let's go with that. And then basically we need to try and get some healing. Rate, even though it doesn't appear to be happening. Wonder if Banshee should make characters run away from their target. Could be a bit complicated. Wonder if we should, yeah, these are buffs. Okay. Not really overthinking my picks at the moment. I do love the looters. Good for lazy gaming. Because we should have picked the fire one, because we have fire, but also we're probably going to end up with the fire talent. And yeah, it looks like I'm getting crits, I'm getting lots of crits, but critical debuff is just not occurring. Critical buff is just not occurring. So we'll need to look into that. Okay, getting in a bit of trouble now. Okay, yeah, that doesn't feel as good as it should. And yeah, we're kind of screwed this run. Not done too great. We need a combo to happen. Need to get an upgrade combo. Oh, that's nice. Chest and a bomb. Very lucky. Oh, hold on. That shouldn't really be happening. It feels like we just got a loot character. So if we go into enemy spawner, we go grave robber, and feels like we just got like a full loot goblin, basically a full looter character drop from an enemy, even though that shouldn't be happening right now. So why is that happening? So yeah, that's just for the okay. Okay, is it because of the Tomb Raider? Okay, yeah. So I think this is a simple one. If, and I think we check if something's combined. So if looter character.looter, if, and the way we check this, if character, if upgrades, get upgrade, character names, then, so I think that's what's happening. Don't do it in the event that it's a combined unit, because that's not how the rules are. Okay. Yeah, let's get our assassin ASAP. Okay, we are mowing down these groups, and now we need, I think healing would be good, because It's wholly reset. Yeah. Tomb. Okay, yeah, so speed should be 0. Is that how we do it? Yeah. Speed, so if we say speed is 0, we'll have more HP and it won't be able to move. So just little mistakes. And that's why we play test. And yeah, we're definitely not getting this buff thing. It's not happening. Like, I'm getting too many crits and it's our buffs just aren't occurring. Okay. Want that chest. It's a bit funny that we have a Tomb Raider and a Tomb. Okay, Flame Heart, yeah, that's going to be good. Okay, that didn't seem to do any damage. So yeah, we've still got lots of stuff to work out. We're very far along with the game and it mostly works. But mostly isn't good enough, is it? And oh, undead can get pretty nasty. Oh dear. Undead can get pretty nasty when there's if like left to grow. So yeah, a bit of a balked run, but yeah, God, there's so much left to do in this game. We're not out of the woods yet in terms of development. Oh dear. Okay. So yeah, not the best run, but yeah. That's what we're here for. That's why we're doing tests. Okay. So we've got a nice big chunky list of things to work through. Okay. So. Which one should we do? This stream is called Adding Artifacts. So I think I'm going to go... Well, yeah, first I want to find out why it appeared that... critical buff. Okay. So... Yeah. Did I write that down? Okay, let's just have it on the list. And let's do... Yeah, we've got some big changes we want to make to the way that some of the artifacts work. So... oof. Really feeling a bit tired. Okay. So first... Let's do artifacts. But you know, we've come a long way just to get this far. But yeah, it's a bit demoralizing when it's like, oh, so much stuff is not quite working. Things that did work before are now not working. So on knockback. And we have this. Actually, we should always copy from this one. So we go, yeah, knockback summon. What do we call this? Do we just call it knockback? What's like a fun adjective for knockback? Heavy. Let's call it knockback for now. Knockback, heal. Knockback, holy knockback. Yeah, I guess we'll call it double knockback. And we'll just skip this one because it's not really a thing. I mean, is rain good? I mean, the thing is, rain doesn't really synergize with anything in particular. Okay. Wait, what's that? That's just some things. Right. And then we'll make one called like on. Well, no, we're changing chicken. Yeah, so we're changing chicken to be. Yeah, so I'll just do a KC and just hide those. So, and yeah, I'm actually going to copy from here. Loot. So looter. Better word for looter? Can't think of anything off the top of my head. Looter, heal. Should be like looters. Looters heal. Looters knockback. Yeah. Looters heal. Holy looter. No, I mean that's redundant. That's a vestigial. Double loot. Okay. And then what are we looking at? Yeah, chicken summon. Yeah, so we will just once again comment all of these out. Just in case we want them back, but to be honest, it's not likely. So that was like things that would occur on eating a chicken, but we're kind of making it that things occur on getting any item. So we'll do knockback. Dot, dot, dot. And we will copy from critical. And so we have knockback, summon. Okay, and so the text will be, and so we're changing the way a lot of the existing ones work as well. I'm set on this change. I do need to pause and think about whether I want. I need to pause and think about whether I want this to be like in case, like what if I wanted to change it back? think it's fairly inconsequential. Okay, so chance to drop a can of beans. I'll capitalize can of beans because this is going to change. What would we call the, because at the moment it's called a can of beans. I'm just going to call it summoner item, and then we can think of a better name later. Chance to drop a summoner item based on knockback. Relative to knockback. Double chance for hero. And then we don't worry about the translations. Okay. Knockback heal should probably be like knockback chicken. So we're gonna change a bunch of these. So yeah, knockback chicken. Knockback chicken. Because we're dropping a chicken every time. So knockback heal. Knockback chicken. And let's reduce that to 10%. So yeah, I mean 10% might be very generous. So if there's a 10% chance for yeah, and then we'll do double chance for hero. I think there should probably be more like 5%. I don't know. Could get a lot of chickens dropping. Let's do 5 for now. Good crit becomes double knockback. Or I guess because it might not end up being double, we can call it yeah, strong knockback. Very, very creative naming. Strong knockback. Why does that indent back there? Because usually when you redo the brackets, it puts everything in place. Okay, never mind. Knockback is increased. All knockback is increased by 50%. 100% for hero. Okay, and then knockback buff. I'm wondering about this one actually. Yeah, because it synergizes well with like a buff thing. So knockback buff. And this one is an awkward one. So chance relative to knockback, and I think buff ought to be capitalized. We'll figure this out and go through all the descriptions together one day once we're a bit further down the line. Okay, knockback mana. So this would be more like, so 50, yeah, so like 2.5% chance to, oh no, it would be chance to chance to drop mana gem relative to knockback. Double chance for hero. Probably should have taken a break between doing all that childcare and this because I'm just so burnt out right now, but let's trudge through. Okay, and then let's just copy this. Relative to knockback, we resets all. Okay, and then we have looters. Okay, so yeah, spawns some allies, spawns X allies. Yeah, I guess it would be like 2 allies whenever a special. And should we capital like, yeah, whenever a special. I mean, do we just say item or special item? Because I think special item is like, yeah, that's your bombs, your summons and so on. 2 spawns, 2 allies whenever a special item is dropped, is picked up. And that will only ever apply to the hero. When I think when is more formal, when a special item is picked up. I think whenever is fine. Okay, so we go. Looter's chicken. Okay, so yeah, this would be chicken heals for twice as much. No, all items. Yeah, so heals all allies by, let's say, 10 whenever a special item is picked up. What's this? Looter's chicken? What did we call it? Looter's heel. Yeah, that works better. Extra loot. Effects. Increased by 50%. Just really random with the numbers because we can get to balancing later, but just kind of doing it by feel for now. Extra loot. and then looters buff. And we'll say like 25% chance to buff or to give a random buff to all allies whenever okay. Looters mana. Gain 10 mana whenever special is picked up. And we'll just go straight to reset all weapon cooldowns whenever special. Okay, so we've entered in the details of these artifacts. So the next thing is to actually program this in. And then somewhere we've got like drop item. I believe that's in character container. Okay, and so we have to go drop item list. So I kind of want and then we ask for the prefab, but I guess we could do another one, which is public void drop item, and that would have so item equals, and where did we have that? Item list. Wait, item is, oh god, go back. Okay, so we've got a list of items there, so we need to fix that because that's not very good. So these are the items that can spawn. Okay, so drop item. And then we just ask, oh, hey darling, thanks for joining. Okay, so yeah, we need to actually have this list of items stored. Probably the best place would be the GM. And we would have, so we have a list. And yeah, I'm just going to be very messy and just put it at the bottom. So stages in GM, it shouldn't be. Oh, that's the game object. Okay, so items. Wait, where is our chicken? Huh. Where do we, so chicken items, okay, so we have this items. Okay, all items, right. So we already have this, what I was thinking of adding. So we would want to go into, so for example, we just say, so critical heal. And this is going to change, but I just want to like demo this to begin with. So we say, we'll comment that out because that's changing. And we say, oh, where's that? Is that not indenting properly? Yeah, so critical, so if the proc happens, then we say gm.c.drop item, and we go item name chicken. Or can we just go items dot all items? Okay, so items dot all items public static list game object items dot all items dot first or default is this the best way? Chicken, and is that actually what we've called it? Maybe item should be a class in the same way rather than being a prefab. So the chicken prefab, and if not, then I should just like make sure all of the item names are like they make sense, yeah. But for example here, super XP gem has a lowercase p, should have an uppercase p, just to match the others. So yeah, we can just say item.name is equal to chicken. And it's not going to happen that often, so I don't need to like, because this is not too well optimized, having to check through a list every time this happens. What if it happens a bunch of times? It's like, that's very rare. But I don't think it's too bad. Okay, and then we go, so this is a crit happening on the person that has been crit. So yeah, it would just be transform dot position, and that's how you drop an item. So it's very simple actually. So now I've kind of reminded myself how to do that. And what do we call this? Bomb chest summoner. Okay, I've called it summoner already. Can of beans would have been good, but we are going to move away from the beans thing. So yeah, summoner. Good. Okay, that works. Could I make those? Could I store those like items.c. Would that be easier? So it would be gm.c.items.chicken. So yeah, summoner prefab. Yeah, that's better. That's more optimized. Okay, good. And then critical heal would become critical chicken, but for now we're just doing the outcome. And the item burst shouldn't change. The item burst should still happen, just to make it clear that this thing spawned because of the artifact, and we go, so we comment this out just in case we want it back, and we say gm.c. So this is very easy actually. Chicken prefab, rather than searching for it by name. Good. Okay, good. Crit, that's different. Critical buff, that's different. Although that wasn't working. That's on the list. I'll check that later. Let's finish what we're doing here. So then here it would be the same. It would be drop item. So we comment this out. And we go mana gem. And the chance is going to be like much less. Like maybe even 1%. And then, yeah, it would have to be like, because that's going to happen all the time. And I guess dividing whatever I have at the moment by 5 seems like a good rule, and then I can kind of balance it from there. Critical reset, yeah. Critical rain, yeah. Okay. Should we have like a bomb outcome? The thing is, the bomb's an incredibly powerful item. Yeah, no, we don't want that. We don't want the bomb. So that's how that's going to work. That's super easy. So it's a matter of going through all of the artifacts and changing the text, and then going through all of these instances and just doing the drop item and changing the numbers as well. So I'm gonna, just because it's not finalized yet, I'm going to skip writing this out. I'm just gonna like do it from memory. Or no, I don't know. I guess I should. So critical summon. 1% chance to drop a summoner item on crit, and we'll capitalize crit. So if before that was summoning a unit, now it's dropping a, like it should be a higher chance, but again, I don't know where exactly the balancing should be. I'm less concerned about like every character being equal. I'm more concerned about it just being in a place where it feels good, right? So that it feels good every time we unlock a character. Sorry, every time we like get one of these artifacts or something. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take a quick break. Just 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna have a little smoke and go to the toilet. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes. And we will do this stuff with the artifacts, and then we've got a lovely little list of bugs to fix, so we have a good session ahead of us. And yeah, with that, sorry, I'm very tired today. Basically did a lot of walking in the morning, and yeah, it's been raining. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Okay. Oof. So tired, right. Right, we are doing this. 1% chance to drop summon an item on crit. So I guess we've got to go through each of these and change the text. And yeah, this should be like 0.5. At the most, I guess. 50% chance. Oh, hold on. Is it because... I think I know where the fault lay. Wait, no. Is on player team. Do we still have that? Because that shouldn't exist anymore. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. And so rule will kind of go down by a fifth to 1/5. So chance to drop a chicken on crit. Double chance for hero. Okay, so let me just, I'm just really curious about why critical buff wasn't working. So what are we asking? I think it might be this, damage to my team. For some reason. Oh, I have another fix for this. Team. Yeah, we're just going to comment this out. We only need this when we need to see it. But that's so annoying to me. Like, why? But yeah, team can be weird. And I think I will still .name is equal. Okay, that should do it. I think that's what was wrong. Because it was definitely working before, but I've been making changes. Okay, and yeah, we don't need this. And we go artifacts, critical. So we're going to have to go through all the artifacts and kind of change these to... Okay, that stays the same. Critical mana, so 5% chance to drop a mana gem on crit. And we could do things like you have to crit, like if a crit kills an enemy. But that's going to be harder to program. Okay, killer, critical reset. Yeah, and that doesn't change. Could there be an item? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's the way to do it. So it's like, and if you have an item artifact, you'll want to pick either these ones that drop either a chicken or a mana gem or a summon thingy, a summoner, killer summon. So 2% chance to drop summoner on kill. Double chance for hero. 25% chance to drop a chicken on kill. Buff. Killer mana. And I just think this is like almost certainly an improvement. Can we correct that? No. Sometimes it does the indentations correctly, sometimes not. Okay. Killer reset, that doesn't change. Killer explosion, so does that become like drop a bomb? No. No, I don't think so. Okay. Allies. Percent chance to drop a summoner on death. I'm falling off this capitalized thing on death. No, it shouldn't be capitalized. Never. Don't want to get bogged down with that. I just want to see the numbers so that when I'm like, it just needs to match what's happening in the actual game. So Vengeful Heal should be allies have a 10% chance to drop a chicken. Vengeful buff. Yep. Vengeful mana. Allies have okay, and refactoring a bit. Okay, so I don't want to constantly have to change, like write the chance in two places every time I change a chance. So what I want to do is or is that more work? So my thinking is an artifact would have something called a chance. And then we just ask for the chance of the artifact. And then the artifact would have like an item attached to it? No, I think that's too much. Like, it's not necessary. But then I still have that. But that means more. I don't think that actually makes my life much easier. Okay. It's just every time I change the chance, I have to just change it in two places. It's just a bit tricky now, a bit annoying now because, you know, got lots of these. And we were on Vengeful. Drop. And then explosion. Like, I'm thinking of getting rid of this one. I mean, it doesn't synergize with anything. It's just quite fun. I'll leave it for now. I don't see a problem with it. It's just Holy Summon. So chance to drop a chicken every time you heal someone. So this would be 0.5% chance to drop a chicken on to drop a summoner on heal. To drop mana gem heal, and is that capital heal? Yeah. No, lowercase is fine. Okay, mana gem on heal. Double chance for hero. This feels a bit wonky. Let's stick to what I'm doing. Double healing. Okay, yeah. I mean, we could even have like Holy Chicken now. So it would be like when you heal someone, you have a chance to drop a chicken, which is just like lots and lots of healing, isn't it? But it feels like it doesn't like connect with anything else. It connects with itself. So yeah, we'll skip that for now. We can always add it later if we want it. Okay, ultimate. Ultimate. So yeah, drop. So yeah, we'll just go drop a summoner on ultimate. Drop a chicken on ultimate. So we're just creating more chances for synergies. Could we make an item that is like a buff item? Add item which casts buff? Question mark. Because then we could make that work in the same way. Okay. Yeah, these are sort of faction element specific, or not faction. Like really honing into a build, and then buff. So on buff, 10% chance to double it. So this would be 0.1% chance to drop a summoner on buff, and we'll keep lowercase. 2% chance to drop a chicken on buff. To drop a chicken buff. Double chance for hero. To drop a summoner on debuff. To drop a chicken on debuff. Double chance for hero. To and we could do like if a character who has a debuff dies, they have a better chance. That will be awkward to program, but it would be like when you die, if you have a buff, then you know it would be like that. It would be a bit awkward. Debuff reset, yeah, that's fine. Okay, stoic. This would be a 2% chance to drop a summoner on block. 10% chance to drop a chicken. And then we find like, so if it's so like, basically what we do is we determine the value of any given item. So we've obviously said here that like a summon is 5 times as good as a chicken. therefore the chance should be. Oh, I think maybe I should like use constants here. So because then it's much easier to modify the chance, and the chance is everything. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So we go float chance equals 1% by default, I guess. And then we do the constants thing. So we say so we've added all our artifacts. And we say for each artifact in artifact list, if artifact, and then and then we store the effect as well. So artifact would have an effect. Yeah, okay, so a bit of refactoring. Just changing the name, because apparently when I talk about refactoring, I get way more views. And I am refactoring now, so it's not just clickbait. Okay, so we do. How do we do this? Do we make an enum? Yeah. And then they should also, and so the sprite. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's do this. So yeah, we're refactoring how artifacts work. Okay, so public, and how do I do an enum? Oh yeah, so we make an enum. So for example, weapon, character type. Yeah, it works like this. Artifact type, and then could we do like proc as well? So like artifact outcome, which would be mana. Yeah, mana. So yeah, it'd be like summon mana, like extra strong, I think extra summon mana heal mana extra. Let's have a look at them all. So what are all the possible? Summon, heal, extra, buff, mana, reset. Okay, and then we have another enum called. Oh, we've got mana again. Yeah, artifact proc, let's call it, for a better word, and then we say like crit, heal, yeah, crit, I would have them in order that I've got them, crit, kill, heal. Should we go holy? Yeah, crit. Holy. So yeah, critical, holy, vengeful. We'll use the same wording. Vengeful. And then basically the balancing will work like we can kind of balance several at once. Like we can say the value of a chicken is this much and the probability of a crit is this much. Therefore, and then it's all balanced, and then I only have to change it in one place. Yeah. And then I don't have to keep like because yeah, we're in the balancing stage, so it makes sense to do things like this. Would have been better to do it earlier, but it's not a terrible time to start doing it now. So yeah, summon, heal, holy, vengeful, killer. What are all our types of buff? Killer, holy, ultimate. I guess we should have one for other. Other, which would be like we specifically ask for something, like we say this doesn't follow the same paradigm as the others. Stoic, yeah, so buff, debuff. Debuff could be like magical or something, because all debuffs are elemental. Not, or yeah, I guess debuff is fine. Wait, excuse me. Block. Resurrect ended up being totally different. Like, do we want a thing to happen on Resurrect? Not really. Whenever you resurrect something, like, no, that doesn't quite work. But we might have things that make resurrects more or less powerful. Like, yeah, so that won't be one. Those would all just come under other. Knockback, loot. And then basically when we... Yeah, we'll figure this out as we go, but I think this is important, at least for balancing, even if it doesn't affect like how we calculate whether it's happened and what the outcome is. For balancing, it makes sense. So we have public artifact proc equals, I guess, other by default. Could be null, I guess, but no, that's fine. That's a line end, and then we have public artifact outcome, and the outcome would also be other. Okay. So then what we have, okay, and then basically I'll make the descriptions based off of this, right? So we'll write the strings for the descriptions based off what it does, if that makes sense. And we'll balance it like that. So like we'll say if artifact outcome dot, yeah, so if artifact dot artifact, no, it's lowercase. So that would be if artifact dot proc is equal to let's just test this out with critical equals artifact proc dot critical. So how likely is a critical? And then it would be like, and then would we do that for all of them? And then, so it would be like, let's say critical has a chance of 1. Oh, hello. Yeah, this is Soul of Code. Thanks for joining. This is C#. And what I'm doing here is, so we have artifacts in our game, which is similar to what you might see in like Monster Train or something like that, where if something happens, then an outcome happens. So yeah, artifacts like sometimes called talents, or they're often called artifacts in other games. I don't know what they're called in Monster Train, but like basically, for example, if I do a crit, then heal me, right? And yeah, so if we do a crit, then heal me. And so and basically the way that's worked so far is just kind of full manual. Like I write the description and I balance it, and every time I change this number, I have to change another number like over where it happens. So for example, like let's use that example of critical heal. And we're making a few changes here. We're kind of like going down some rabbit holes and getting going on tangents and things like that. Yeah, I can show the game. I hope it will work right now. Why wouldn't it work right now? Because there might be uncompiled code. But yeah, let me just finish what I was saying. So critical heal. So the first thing we've done. It's all right. I like showing the game. The first thing we've done is we've made... So, like, it was before today, when you crit someone, you get a heal, right? And if the hero, so if the player crits someone, then everyone gets a heal. Because this is... And yeah, so to describe the game, it's Vampire Survivors. But in addition to choosing weapons and armor, you also can choose allies, which spawn in the same way that enemies do and behave like enemies, except they're attacking the real enemies, right? So it's like Vampire Survivors, but you can summon allies. And so when I say like, so if an ally crits someone, they have a chance to heal themselves. But if I crit someone as the player, then I have a chance to heal my whole army, right? Okay, with me so far? And so we've made a big change where I said, don't just heal my army when I crit someone and get this chance. Instead, drop a chicken, which is a healing item which heals me and my whole army. And the chance is doubled for the hero. Why did I do that? 1, because picking up items is fun, and we like picking up items. And 2, it's actually better optimized because it means that we don't have to like go through a bunch of characters. The other reason is it creates room for more synergies, and I think for this kind of game, the more chance of synergies you have, the more fun you're going to have, right? So we're going to have another artifact which is called Looters, all the way down here. Enjoy my very well presented code. Which procs whenever you pick up an item, right? So then you have a synergy where if I've got this one, whenever I pick up an item, I'm going to spawn 2 extra allies. Okay, well that has a soft synergy with something that drops an item whenever something happens, right? So, and so this was sort of like, yeah, this is something I should do. I want to at least try this out. I think this is a positive change to the game. And then while I was doing that, I was like, this is a nightmare to have to do all of this balancing. So like, I've got to change this number by this, and then I've got to remember to go. And so yeah, I was showing, so critical heal. So I can just type critical heal and it will show up a couple times. Once here, where we determine it. And then once over here, where the thing actually happens, right? And here's where so what it did before was, if the player did it, heal all allies by 10. If the ally did it, heal themselves by 10. But I've changed that to drop a chicken, right? And so what I have, so at the moment, so I say, oh, actually, it should be a 10% chance to drop a chicken. Okay, well, let's go over, and that's in, because they're all in, the outcomes are all in different, so the procs are all in different places. Okay, I have to make this 10 as well then, right? So, I mean, it's just extra labor, it's extra work, and it's like, it's nice if I could just say dice is less than, like this is going to be really awkward, but what I would say is, what is the artifact that just procced, and it would be like dot chance, which doesn't exist. No, if, like, I don't know, artifact, new artifact, equals new artifact, and then I could say if artefs is dot chance, like that. So I wouldn't have to like retype it every time, if that makes sense. Which I may not bother doing. Like, that's not essential to what I'm doing here. But what I would like, where did I want to? What I would like is to be able to balance it. But yeah, so what if you create an ally? I'm not sure what you mean. Or managing the proc per ally. Yeah. I think you saw where I was going with that. Yeah. So what I could do is, like, I mean, what I don't want to do is every time like something happens, do a, like, for each artifact in artifact, if the artifact is this, then do this. Although I'm kind of doing that already. I'm kind of going, do you have this artifact? Okay, well then, like, when you crit, so over here at critical heal, so this is what happened, and forgive the spaghetti, but when the character takes damage, we do all the usual stuff, and it's, it's gotten out of hand, as all games do. And then we get a crit. So this means we have got a crit. Wait, why is that? Hold on a sec. Yeah. Yeah, if dice is less than crit chance. So we have crit here. So I'm having trouble following my own code. Yeah, so, well, the ally doesn't have the artifact. It's only the player that has the artifacts, right? So we just have like a global list, which is gm.active artifacts. So it's not like a character has an artifact on them. The artifact's either on or off. It's not on a per character basis. Yeah, the chicken thing. I think the chicken thing works well. So yeah, I can show a bit of the game. I won't do a full run, but I'll just give you the idea for anyone who's joined, and hopefully I have broken the game. Why did I break the game? Oh, because upgrades hasn't. Okay, I'm just gonna get rid of that for now. Okay, I need to fix that later. So make sure combined looters aren't treated like, don't drop this. So many tangents here, but yeah, ignore that for now because cognitive load. Yeah, so the procs don't exist on the allies. The procs only exist in a global list. You either have it or you don't. It's not like, oh, this ally has it, but this ally doesn't. It's either on or off, and enemies don't get them because that would be a bit cruel. I really want to show off the game. Yeah, text edit. I mean, I've worked at Jagex and they used like, you know, and a couple companies and they use like Jira and all of that stuff. I'm not using bloody Jira. It's just me. I'm going to use text edit for my notes. Okay, why is this a problem? We want characters.heroes.count. This shouldn't be a problem. But why is that causing me issues? Because I recently like made sure to clear the list. Yeah, C#. I mean, I haven't made an iOS game, so I wouldn't know what the transition is like there. So what's the problem? Oh, I know what the problem is. Wait, no, that shouldn't be a problem. Huh? Okay, so it's not that. It's not what I thought it was. Why is this a problem? Yeah, I mean it's the only language I've known. Like I'm completely self-taught, so that's why there's so many mistakes in my code, and I'm learning as I go. So, what's the issue? So yeah, we have. Oh, I see. Because basically, do you want to know? Should I bother explaining this? So basically, in my character script, which is over here, we have a little bit where we say which of these characters are heroes, and I do that by making a list. And I forgot to have this, so this was gone, which meant that the list was like showing lots and lots of heroes. And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I forgot to clear the list before populating it. And then what's happened is the last hero that I've picked is like number 67 in the list because it's, you know, so it can't go there because that's not there anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I've been developing for like 9 years, but like on and off. I was a game designer at Jagex for a couple of years, and I was just a pure game designer. I didn't touch the code, thankfully. So yeah, nine years on and off. Okay, so this is a bug that wouldn't appear like if you downloaded this build right now, this wouldn't appear because yeah, it thinks that the last used hero is number 67. There are only 16 heroes, so that would be impossible. What would be the easiest way for me to fix this? Probably just clearing the save file, or I could just go just like a one-off. I could just put 0 here, and I'll just do this and then fix it while I can still remember. So it will think that the last used hero I have is the first one, and then clickety clickety clack, and then go back, and then put this back as it was. No, it shouldn't take that long. Actually, I don't think it's going to take that long at all. I'm sort of thinking, I'm always too optimistic with this. I was going to say 3 months, and let's just double it and say 6 months, because what do I have to do? So I've made, believe it or not, there are 160 characters in the game, because but really there's more like 80. There's 80 different units plus 16 heroes, but each of those 80 units has 4 different versions, level 1, 2, 3, and 4, and they all look slightly different. So really there's 80 units. So how do I get from 80 to... No, there's 40. There's 40 different units. So 40 times 4. And there's 4 different... So yeah, 4 times 40 is 160. Plus 16 characters, so 176. Okay, that worked. Good. So yeah, let me just quickly show off the game. Yeah, like... I've made all of those, and that's the most recent development. Is I've made all of those characters. This game for about a year, but on and off, you know, all in probably about 6 to 9 months. And I have 2 kids, so that takes time away from being able to work on this as well. They're not going to be this young forever. Yeah, like okay, that's a new, so that shouldn't have a sprite. So as you can see, vampire survivors, right? Okay, and there's a big problem. I don't know what's causing this. I have an idea though, so let's just, yeah. So yeah, can I just show off the game? I don't know. So I'm just going to make sure to pick something different because I think I know what happened there. I hope I know what happened there. Let's try that again. And this is the first game that I've worked properly on since basically my second game. Well, so my first game was fine. Took a long time to make. My second game got stuck in development hell. It's called Human Factory, and it's not incredibly good. So why do they think they're on? Okay, I'm just gonna do. Why are they hitting themselves? It was working. If you just scroll back to the beginning of the stream, you'll see what the game is. I'm not gonna address this now. But yeah, if you want to see the game, just scroll back to the beginning of the stream. I did play it I did do a fairly successful run at the beginning, where it was mostly bug. I think it was bug free. I lost though. It wasn't totally bug free. The artifact wasn't working, and I think what I did to fix that has now caused this other issue. Anyway, yeah, maybe 200 years because of the spaghetti. Yeah, you know how it goes. You fix it. Bugs are like hydras. Every time you cut one head, like it spawns 3 more heads. That's not true. That's true if you're a bad programmer like me. Yeah. So that's the game. If you scroll back and have a look at that, it's vampire survivors, but you can spawn units. Simple thing. And there isn't a game out there like it. The big challenge with this game is yeah, exactly. The big challenge with this game is that if we've got lots of units, so in Vampire Survivors you can have tons of units and it's optimized fairly well because enemies spawn, enemy run toward player. Simple, right? And I've never played co-op, but I suppose in co-op it's like enemy spawn, which player is closer, go for that one, right? And then I guess every couple seconds it can reevaluate which of the 2 or 4 players is closer. But if the enemy has, if there are 100 enemies, let's say, and there are potentially 100 targets for that enemy to choose from, it gets a bit complicated. And if their weapons are like independent of them, so I could be a paladin and healing one guy over there and attacking one guy over here, I've got to have like 2 targets in my head. So it gets pretty complicated, and that's been the major challenge with this game. Is that optimization, but we're kind of over that. There's more optimization that could be done, but yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, I was going through and writing all of these descriptions, and then I thought, screw this, I don't want to have to do this every time. I'm going to... So I created these 2 new enums. One is the proc, one is the outcome. And so it could be the proc is critical. Yeah. This is the point of the game where it's like, right, let's scale up. Let me get an investor. God damn, I wish I could have an investor. But Maybe I should just stop deving for a while and find an investor. But like, I like making games. You know, I also need to do more YouTube videos and whatnot. But I just like making the thing. Make the game, put it in the pipe, money comes out the other end. That would be the ideal scenario. Okay, so then what I've got here is critical, holy, vengeful, killer. Like, so we've got proc types. And let's say we have like proc type and then proc, and then it'd be artifact dot outcome equals AO artifact outcome dot heal, right? Yeah, I've made a decent bit of money from my other games. Not enough to hire some staff, which would have been nice. But yeah, I've made some money. Slowly but surely. Enough to kind of just about get by. Alongside my like actual studio game design work that I've done. So if artifact proc. So like I need to concentrate for a bit because it's like so critical. So like let's say critical, like getting a critical hit is way less likely than doing an ultimate, right? So a critical hit, if you have the right weapons and talents, is going to happen like, it could happen like once every second or even more than that. Whereas an ultimate is only going to happen once every like minute at best. Again, this is assuming that you've picked the right upgrades for that. So if an ultimate is 1, then a critical is I guess less likely, so 0.2, right? Or point. No, critical is more likely. So if an ultimate is 1, a critical is 10. So I have to do some maths here. I'm not very good at maths. And so the thinking is, and then so like these are not equal. A heal and a critical and like or a buffs happen all the time if you make it. Like it could happen not at all, but if you have buffers in your army, a buff is going to occur very, very often. But a ultimate, doing your ultimate ability is not going to occur that often. So they have different like input values. And then we say that a summon and a heal, they're not equal, are they, right? A summon is more valuable than a heal. A mana gem is not equal to a buff, right? Again, it depends on your synergies. Like obviously if I have something that procs on ultimate, then mana is very, very good because mana leads to ultimate, right? But just thinking in a vacuum. So I want to say something like so we would be like, so we would have like float, and what do we call this? Value. Let's just call it value for now, equals 1. Right? And let's say a critical is 1 and a heal is worth like how would we get to the number that we have? So I think at the moment it's so critical heal, it's a 10% chance, right? And so I need to think of the maths here. So the like I guess it would be like chance of thing happening is, let's say we said about like once per second. Let's say it's we think that a critical hit is going to happen once every second. And the value of a heal is 1. It's not even the maths. It's just knowing, and then like value, float value of outcome equals, and and so heal, so, and this should be a switch case, but we'll get to that later. Oh, AI. I did a big talk about AI in my last stream yesterday. Shit, maybe I could use AI for this. I could explain what I'm trying to do, and it would be like, oh yeah, okay, here's a code that will do that. So it's like, how much more valuable is a summon than a heal? If we talk in pure terms of like HP, a heal of like a chicken, again, it's not that simple, but a chicken is worth like, let's say 50 HP. A new character is worth 20 HP at the beginning, but 150 towards the end. So, oh, hello. Everyone's asking what I'm doing today. Yeah, we're crashing out. Melting my brain. So it's like, if a heal is worth 1, if let's say a heal is worth 1, and a summon is worth 5, right? And then we would do something like so float what the chance should be. Yeah, so this would be chance of proc happening. What the chance should be equals chance of proc happening, or like likelihood of proc. Like times equals divide, I don't know, value of outcome. Something like that. Oh, I don't even know what an ESP2 is. Yeah, we are rolling, that's for sure. So my head right now is fuck this. Like, my head right now is, I don't need to do this. It was fine before. I'm just going to change them each manually. And I'm really leaning strongly towards that. Like, this has been an interesting thought experiment, and I don't regret the time I've spent on this. But I think just full manual. What is the name of the proc? Here is the outcome. Write the chance in the description, and write the number that the dice roll has to be lower than over where we do it. That's where my head is at right now. So basically, the thing that I started half an hour ago, however long ago, I think I'm just going to abort and say no. We're not going to change this. We're going to keep it as it is. So we don't need these. Yeah. Why fix it if it isn't broken? Like, the idea is long term to try and save time. But I think I might have already spent enough time on this that I'm not going to gain it back. So this version of events is I just have to go through each description. So I was going to have this like write the descriptions for me, but yeah. So drop it. So where were we? So I'm aborting that. Cast 4 random buffs on ultimate. These are the damage type ones that are specific to damage type. And so what I'm doing now is rewriting all these descriptions. So this used to say 0.25% chance to summon a unit whenever you debuff someone on debuff. and now it's changed to say 0.5% chance to drop a summoner item, which is an item which summons a bunch of dudes whenever you do a debuff. And that I fully expect this to be totally wrong. My rule, and so these weren't balanced to begin with. These are not fine-tuned balance, so I'm not like breaking anything precious here. 20% seems rather high. 20 divided by 5 would be like 4, wouldn't it? So 4% chance to drop a chicken on debuff. That still seems rather high. Yeah, no, I don't have any friends and I don't know anyone. I don't know what ESP32 is. So I don't have any like programmer friends who I can ask for help or anything about that. Sorry. I feel like checking now. What is ESP32? Okay, this is electronics. No, I have no idea. I'm definitely a ludder. I did film at university. What a waste of time that was. So yeah, reset weapon cooldowns, chance to drop a summoner on block, chance to drop a chicken on block, and this should be 2%. And hero heals all, no. Double chance for hero. So this is where we were. Chance. I'm a self-taught coder, so I really don't know much of anything, but except how to do it. So like I don't know anything about these things. 25% chance to explode on block. Yeah, I'm not touching that. Like I'm not sure about that one, but nope, don't know anyone. My Discord server has like 80 people in it, most of whom join, who are like, my Discord server's a wasteland. Marine biology sounds cool though. That sounds like a fun thing. Film is, you can get a job with marine biology. You could like go and do like you could go and do a stint like, oh, there's some boat going to track some like weird type of mollusk, so you go on a boat for like 6 months and get paid for that, right? Can you do that? Film, I can't do shit with that degree. Yeah, research is annoying. Nuclear engineering, you'll probably always have a job for that. I live in Ipswich. There's a nuclear power plant being built nearby. Yeah. It's one thing I'll never. I hate swimming in the sea. No, I like swimming. I love swimming in the sea. I am very frightened of the ocean and like going deep underwater, like, and going too far out. I wasn't always. One time so my granddad taught me to swim. My granddad's an amazing swimmer. He used to swim when he was alive. He swam between the Isle of Wight and Portsmouth, and he gave me so much confidence in my ability to swim, and that just to be like, look, if you just get tired, just float. And I was like, oh yeah, easy peasy. I went out swimming one day, and I was like, yeah, I can do this forever. I can do this forever. And you know, when you do exercise, when you go for a run, when you haven't done exercise for a while, and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. I'm not young anymore. It was like that, but I was like stuck in the ocean, so I couldn't stop. One of the most frightening moment of my life. I think I might have died. Like, and I ended up back on the beach like a beached whale. Like, yeah. Me, I'm in Ipswich, UK, United Kingdom. So yeah, stoic buff, gain a random buff on block, that doesn't change. Okay, here we go to drop a mana gem on block. Double chance for hero. And Stoic Reset, yep. And then Grave, a lot of these have changed, but yeah, Lifesteal, Resurrect at double strength, Resurrected allies to come with a random buff, yep, that all works fine. Knockback, this is a new one that I've made. And I don't know if that's going to be complicated for players relative to knockback. So it's like, if you have high knockback, higher chance. If you have low knockback, lower chance. Well, I think a lot of Australian, same with America, a lot of Australian town names are based on English town names. Because I think it's like there would have been a colony of people there who were from Ipswich, for example. It's because they know where you live. Chance to drop a mana gem relative to knockback, and then it's like, what is that chance? Is it like, and I think it's probably going to be like 1-to-1. So knockback generally ranges from like 0 to like 120 being very high. So I'll probably be like knockback out of 200. So a knockback of 20 would give you a 10% chance to drop a mana gem, which is probably quite high, so it would need to be lower than that. So out of 500, let's say. Knockback out of 500. Chance to reset all weapon cooldowns relative to knockback. Yeah. Looters, and yeah, I already did this. Heals all allies by 10 whenever a special item is picked up. Yeah, that seems good. Maybe more than that. 25. I don't know. I'm really kind of doing random numbers because as I play the game, and especially as more people play the game, they'll be able to tell me if like they'll be like, oh, Looter's heal is way too powerful. I win every time I get it, for example, or it's too weak. It should have higher healing. But for now, I just put a random number and then tweak it as I go. Yeah, 25%. It probably should just be 100% chance. This game is called Warbeans. I'm going to change the name to Army of Survivors. At the moment, I've broken it, so I can't show it to you. But if you scroll back to the beginning of this stream, like the first 20 minutes, I do a quick playthrough at the beginning. Okay. There's one fun fact: is this game used to have such a thing called a chicken build, so like all around floor chicken and dropping more floor chickens and then eating the floor chickens. Okay, so now that I've changed the descriptions, I basically need to go through all of these. Oh, this code looks like a nightmare because I'm not very... I don't have best practices. But this whole script here is just defining all of the artifacts. So they have a name, they have... and it looks extra long because it's localization, which of course is completely wrong at this point, but I'm going to wait till I've kind of... the next time I launch a build before I redo the translations. And it's quite cool. I can kind of feed this entire... feed the script to an AI in blocks and say, can you translate it? So instead of having to do all that weirdness, it's just like it will put everything in the appropriate quote marks. Great. So I need to now... So I grab the thing that I'm working on, and then I go to... Wait, Prev upgrade names, critical summon. What? That's not right. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that does make sense. All right. So critical summon. It's because this is one that you have to unlock. So it's a leaf as well as a leaf. It's a thing that you can. It's a permanent unlock in addition to that. So that's why it's showing up so many times here. So. Oh, thanks so much. Yeah, the chicken game. Yeah, I do want a spoiler. Is if you eat too many chickens in the game, if you eat too many chickens, and you can kind of engineer that to happen. If you eat too many chickens, then a giant chicken appears and tries to kill you. I got that idea from The Witcher 3 with the cow. If you keep killing cows in The Witcher, a giant cow comes to come and kill you, and I thought that was really cool. So I stole it. Right, so I need to go through all of these. So I'm going to take character container and pop it next to artifacts. And just make sure these numbers match. 0.5%, 0.5%. These numbers are going to be totally wrong. But as long as they match. Because I feel like... I feel like that's going to be too high. Like there's just going to be chickens dropping everywhere. Well, I was going to have a reward. Like if you do that, if you kill the chicken, you would unlock a character who's a chef. But I decided to like have the chef character. The chef character's unlocked anyway. Okay, so we have critical heal 10%. Good crit. Critical buff 2%. No, 20%. Yeah. Even though it's redundant, it's helpful to just put those zeros there, just so that it reminds me that that's a percentage. That relates to a percentage. Critical mana 5% should probably be 1%. That just seems absurdly high. Yeah, thanks for coming, Julie. July. I feel like your name is Julie. Critical mana. I feel like that's high, so I'm going to make that 1%. Like, it seems... This is why I kind of wanted to refactor, because... because I am going to have to be fiddling with these numbers a lot, because now that we're dropping a mana gem instead of just giving a tiny bit of mana, though that percentage, like if it's too high, there's just going to be mana gems everywhere, and it's going to be really hard to balance that properly. And I don't want to have to like fiddle around too much with that, but I think it's just inevitable. It was either that or that refactoring I was going to do, but then changed my mind. Okay, so critical reset. That's already balanced in theory. It's just the ones where something has dropped. So 2% chance. So then we go killer summon. And it's here. And that's a 2% chance now. And killer heal is 5% chance. And so the thinking is that if... Yeah, I did actually. I'm terrible at art and I hate drawing. But I am doing the art for this game. I can show you some. I regret now pressing that button. Yeah, I'll show you some in a bit. Killer buff, yep. Killer mana, and then hero buffs all. Killer mana, 25% chance to... No, that should be 5. And that's probably still too high. Was that really 50% chance? Yeah, because it could be, because the number of mana that I give could be lower. But now it is just all or nothing. Killer reset doesn't change. Killer explosion. Vengeful summon. Vengeful. So we go... Vengeful. I think it's still in character container. Vengeful summon. Okay, so that's 25%. Should now be 5%. Ah, can't type. Vengeful heal. Now it's 10%. So that's just as a general rule. I just reduced the chance by to a fifth. Now that it's dropping an item instead of just giving a small amount, you know. So 99 is not on its own team. Oh god. Okay. Right. Oh no, it's broken at the moment, isn't it? The enemies are attacking themselves. Why are the enemies attacking themselves? That's a different issue. I was just going to show off some of the characters. Sprites, characters. So we've got our human beings. Where are they? Here we go. And so we've got our main character, Sean Bean. Sean the Bean, I mean. I don't want to get sued. And then there's Beanie. Beanie was like, yeah, I'm not going to go through all the reasoning for the names. And then we've got Soldier, Ranger, and you can see like they get more powerful looking when they level up. Mage, Priest, Rogue, Bannerman, and then we get to the tier 2 units, Knight, Paladin, Frost Mage, Assassin, and so on. You get the idea. And then we've got like the orcs are less impressive. I'll show the black beans, the undead. So like skeleton, bat, grave robber, looks like a plague doctor. Maybe I should just call it plague doctor. Vampire Lord, I'm quite happy with this one. So, you know, it's kind of silly, fun assets. And the idea is, because I'm not very good at drawing and I've got a lot of characters I want in there, I kept it kind of simple and I just say that they're all bouncing heads with the weapons detached and it just makes life easier. Yes, that is a nod to Blacksmith. It is a nod to Blacksmith because that's my game. Thank you for noticing. I really appreciate that. Yeah, because that is the blacksmith character. Yeah, thank you for noticing that. I'm actually going to have some characters which are references to my other games. So, for example, the alligator from Interrogation Simulator, and his special is going to be like, he pressures everyone, and then they all get the like big eyes, and I don't know what it will do. Probably just paralyze them for a bit. And yeah, the Gridler and all my characters that are going to be there. Silly fun. And so yeah, like, so because I can't draw, instead of having like humanoid characters walking around, I've just said let's just make them all bouncing heads, which is where I wanted to call the name Warbeans. So they're just bouncing heads, and that's obviously much easier to animate, but still comes with lots of character. Here's the heroes. Or the heroes just besides the first two. So yeah, we got Rowan. A lot of the names are like Bean themed. So you've got Rowan because Rowan Atkinson is Mr. Bean. You've got Jack because Jack and the Beanstalk. You've got Dark Sean, that's in Sean Bean. Then you've got Felicity, and because Felicity is you can be abbreviated to Flick. And Flick Bean is a euphemism. I'm very proud of that one. But I'm going to move away from that. I'm going to rename them, sadly. The other thing about it's like calling the main character Sean Bean in a Survivor-like is like, you are going to die. It's just a matter of when. And that matches Sean Bean. He always dies in his films. Yeah. 10-year-old meme. Okay. So I just need to do this very boring job of making these numbers match. Vengeful buff, that hasn't changed. Vengeful mana. Yeah, Vengeful mana should be 10%, not 50. Vengeful Rain doesn't exist anymore. Vengeful Explosion. And then we've got Holy. So, Holy Summon. So this is whenever a character is healed, and we went from... Oh, did I already do this? Holy Summon. Oh, no, that should... Yeah, 0.5%. Yeah, 0.5% chance. I guess I did that already. Holy Buff. Holy Mana should be 2%. 1%. 2%? Let's make it 2%. Holy Reset doesn't apply. Holy Explosion. Good Heal. No, none of those apply. Ultimate. These are not based on chance. And then the damage type ones, a league of their own. Buff, double buff, buff summon. Was a 1% chance. So that should be, that looks like a 0.5% chance. Yeah, so I guess I modified that without updating it here. So 0. So apparently it should be 0.5%. Okay. How do I do 0.5% here? So 0.05, yeah. That just seems like ridiculously low, doesn't it? And people are going to be like, what? That's the thing is, a buff targets all of your units. So if every time they're buffed, you've got a chance of this happening, like that's going to happen a lot. And if we then wanted to reduce that by to a fifth, that just seems a bit ridiculous. So there's another way, and that just feels bad, doesn't it? People are going to look at that and be like, that is just obscenely low. So one way to change the way that works is when a friendly unit dies while having a buff on them, then it happens. Then it can happen. But for now, I'm just gonna like do it like this. I just want to like comb through the bulk of them. So buff heal, and that should be called buff chicken. Buff heal, but I could just go do a find all and replace, but I'm not going to do that now. So, oh, and I also need to change the thing, but let's just do the chances first. And we'll kind of comb through bit by bit. It's 0.02. And we want, yeah, and I just want to have, so I don't know, so I didn't have know how to do translations. I've heard about this JSON file stuff, I just don't know how to do it. So I found the best way was to say that language is an integer between 1 and however many languages I have. And then every time I ask for a bit of text, like a name or a description, I ask for the... So my way works, basically. The problem is... And it works well with AI, because I don't have to look at the translations and then copy and paste all of these bits. I can just give this whole block of code to Grok or ChatGPT and say, and because I've already got the conversation open, I could just be like, do it to this now, and it will update all these translations, and then I just paste it back in by the block. I guess the JSON file should be no, it's just an int. So whenever we ask for a name of a character, so character.name, we actually ask for names 0, right? And so that's for my end of coding. And then whenever we display it, we go so then current language is set. That's the integer. Save load dot profile dot language. So yeah, save load dot current profile dot language. So we go. Where's a good example of it? So yeah, if we ask for a name, we just say, give me. So I ask for character dot names open brackets. Save load dot current profile dot language, and it works. So maybe I should use J. So the answer to answer your question, because I don't know how. Why don't I just learn how? Because reasons. I'm already learning enough here. But yeah, I probably should. It's probably would make my life easier. But you know, if I did everything that made my life easier, then I'd be doing a lot better off in life. Yeah, no worries. You don't have to apologize. If that's what you meant, soz. Yeah. So double buff, where was I? So yeah, we're just getting the numbers right here. Double debuff. So 0.5% chance to drop a summon or a buff. So debuff summon. I think that is in character container 2. And that is a 0.25% chance. And yeah, again, we could make it that this occurs when a character dies. Where's debuff heal? Oh, here it is. This occurs when a character dies. Wait, debuff heal. Yeah, here we go. Point. With the debuff on them. So it makes it less likely without having to just go to such ridiculously low numbers. Because nobody wants to see 0.05% chance. Like that's, you know, that just looks a bit weak, even if it's not weak. But if you sort of said, oh, if a character dies with a debuff, then they get this happens, then that's better. Debuff mana 10%. Oh, that's already there. Should it be 2? No? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to make that 2. And so, yeah, maybe I should make the, you know, just say that an artifact has something called chance. Oh, wait, that shouldn't change. Have a float called chance on artifact, and then I could just ask for chance at the other end. And maybe I should, but for now I think it is just... The only reason it feels awkward now is because I'm having to do so many at once. But when it comes to balancing, it's just 2 numbers I have to change. It's not a big deal. And I'm going a lot slower because I'm talking a lot, because I'm excited to have more people than usual in the stream. So yeah, I really appreciate if people subscribe. That really makes my day. And yeah, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Where was I? Stoic Summon. Stoic Summon 0.2%. 0.2%, no, just 2%. Stoic Heal 2%. Yeah, I'm glad YouTube is recommending. Stoic Heal was 50%. Okay, 50%, but very low healing. So no, 0.2%. 0.02 of 100. Okay, and then Stoic Explosion. That doesn't change. Stoic Reflect. Stoic Buff. Stoic Mana should definitely be 5%. Stoic Mana. Stoic Reset. Okay, Grave. I don't think these apply. Knockback. Knockback doesn't exist yet. So, knockback. Start coroutine knockback. So this happens when a unit takes damage? No? Where does it? Where do I put the knockback? Is it not on take damage? Yeah, apply knockback. If the weapon has knockback and the target has a rigid body, yeah. So artifacts, no, that's okay. That is doing the knockback from the ultimate. So I'm thinking, where do we do knockback? Is that on the weapon itself? Make AoE effect. Okay, so I think the best place to put it then would be in here. Yeah. And I'm just going to copy over from crit procs. And so this is a new one that I have to make. So we go character contain, and then so we go back to where we were, which is here by this yellow spot. Yellow spots show the bits that you've done but haven't saved. Little cheeky way of finding my old spot without having to use the back button. And then so yeah, chance float. Thanks so much. Yeah, I appreciate you joining. I really do. Yeah, hoping to make this into a very good game. You know, not Vampire Survivor levels of success, but like, damn, if I could sell like 10,000 copies, that would do me, to be honest. And yeah, trying to make it as good as it can be. Like I said, first game was my first game. Second game got stuck in development hell, wasn't so good. Third game was a game I made while taking a break from the second game. Fourth game was a game I made while taking a break from the third game. Fifth game was a total joke. It's called Love Quest, which is a pure, like, a meme. Took me a couple months. And then I started working at Jagex. So then I had a couple years of that. And now I'm finally back to actually having an earnest attempt at making a good game. So yeah, waffly, but yeah, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. Okay, so knockback. Yeah, so we don't need this. And we need to store where the knockback came from. Okay, let's do that. That's going to create a lot of errors, but should be easy to fix. Knocker. Let's do transform. What are we asking for here? We're asking for a character. Okay, so transform. Yeah, I should be back tomorrow in the morning, but not in the afternoon. And then other days in the afternoon. But yeah, cheers. Thanks so much for joining. And this would be damage knocker. Cheers. Yeah, thanks. The Soul of Code. That's a really good name. Right. So this would have created a bunch of errors, which this like, oh, you didn't tell me who the knocker is. But let's just ignore that for now. Oh, character container should be. So that's so we know where to put the item burst. And then chance multiplier equals 1 if knocker dot is player. Wait, do we set the player is player equals true? We do. Good. Chance multiplier equals 2. Okay. And yeah, I think this silly teams thing. So I recently made this non-serializable, but maybe, and that, I think that's why the characters were like being born and hitting themselves. Something to do with that silliness. I don't get it, but I think that's why. Oh yeah, I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I've got quite a lot on my plate, being a dad of a baby and a toddler, and trying to find more work as a game designer. But I know how to pace myself. I'm trying to keep in shape as I turn 40. What else have I got to do? Occasionally make my wife feel loved, and eat well. Yeah, a fair bit on my plate, but one at a time. Oh, and also I'm learning to drive. It's not too much. Okay, knockback, summon, and then we need to make sure we've got this nearby. So we go chance to. Okay, so chance. That will be force. And the force is, so that will be something, the knockback. But then we go, we might not need to do this, but we go float chance equals force out of 500. So if the force is 100, that will be a 1 in 5 chance. 100 is quite high knockback. Let me double check that. So we go weapons. Too many tabs open. So yeah, a big smashy hammer is 100, and then we say like, and that might even be low actually, but like a thing that shouldn't really have knockback is like, but is a melee weapon, is like 40. So 40 would be, well, what would be 25? So 25 out of 100 is 25%. Divided by 5 is 5%. Seems about right. Okay, so dice equals, so then the chance is, so we don't need chance multiplier. We need wait a second. Yeah, so then we go if knock it is player chance times equals 2, and if dice is less than chance in each case. I think that's right. Except, yeah, we're assuming, and as we make these, oh yeah, so a heal is not equal to a summon, but like, so actually we might want to kind of keep that. My head's gonna melt. Chance multiplier times dice. So we've got a knockback weapon of 25, and that has a 5% chance. So if chance, and then that would be 10% for the player. So if dice is less than chance, then we win. But we still want, so if dice is less than chance, then it happens. But we also kind of want, if dice is less than chance times, like, let's just put 1 in each case. So if dice is less than chance, if dice is less than chance, times 1, and then that number will have to change based on how strong we think the thing is. And again, we don't have consistency for like what is the power of this upgrade or of this artifact. So knockback summon. Shit, I'm kind of considering maybe I should rethink artifacts. For each artifact in artifacts, if artifact.proc type is knockback, and then if artifact.outcome type is this, then do that and then make an item burst. Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm not going to change it, right? So then we say, and it's just being consistent. So if we go to critical, not that this is perfectly balanced, but if we took this as a baseline and said 0.5, so a summon is 0.5, a heal is 10. That seems rather high. A buff is 20. Mana is 1. I feel like critical heal is too high, so just quickly. Where are you? Where are you? Where'd you go? Why? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, if a summon is 0.5, if a heal is 2. So let's take that baseline. Let me just. How can I write this down somewhere? Yeah, so float, crit, critical, and this isn't critical chance, but you know what I mean. Critical chance is 0. Oh wait, no, it's the outcome. So summon value equals 0.5. Heal value equals 2. That's different. Buff value and this is in reverse kind of thing, but bear with me. Buff value is 20. Mana value is 1 and reset is 5. And that seems about right. Except, yeah, heal and mana should be the same. I think they're about on par with each other. Are they? If anything, I would say a heal is better because mana's kind of... because mana can be really powerful if you've got stuff that procs on ultimate. But also a heal can be really powerful if you've got stuff that procs on heal. So... I don't know. But let's do critical heal. Critical mana is also 2%. So that's our kind of baseline, right? Shit, maybe I should do this. Okay, and then we've got float, critical, and what do we call it? Value, critical likelihood. I don't want to confuse it with chance. Critical frequency. I don't know. Let's call it critical value equals 1, let's say. Let's use that as the baseline. And so a kill, how likely do we think? So we think that a kill is 4 times less likely than a summon based off of this, right? So if crit is 1, then float killer value equals 2. No, 4. We go from 0.5 to 2, so that's 4. Vengeful, an ally dying is 5%. So 0.5, so 5 divided by, so that'd be 10. Like this is to balance, right? And so what I could do is say that in each case the chance is like, I guess, the value times that. So it would be killer value times, so killer summon would be 4 times 0.5, and that would give us the chance. 1 times 0.5 is 1. 4 times 2 is 10. No, it's 8. So that's what I'm thinking of. Buff value. So killer buff would then be, no, would it be divided then? 4 divided by 2 is 2. So killer heal would be a chance of 2. I don't know. I don't think I'm getting lost in the weeds here. I should just do it manually. A smarter person than me could do this. All right, so where were we? Oh yeah, so we kind of, so yeah, I'm going to do it manually, but on knockback, where was that? Is that down here? Okay, yeah, but inside knockback. So knockback summon would be, so yeah, like, so just taking from crit, and I've written it down up here, so I don't need to scroll through the artifact itself. So chance times 0.5. Chance, and then killer would be chance times, no, summon value, heal value. Heal would be chance times 2. And I could, so I can actually just reference these numbers directly and then change them if I need to change them. So heal would be chance times artifacts, chance critical value, artifacts dot heal value. Double the force. buff would be chance times artifacts dot buff value times mana value reset value. Okay, and then just quickly, just to clean up this red, take knocker, and that goes here, 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 here. And then we need to put, this is a big one, this, wait. So yeah, that would be, oh no, where were we? My goddamn spaghetti. So this is ultimate, this is when we do an ultimate, so this would be this, it's the person that's using it. Why is that not? Oh, okay. And there's probably a couple more similar bits. So that here we are in GM, and this will be shooter, no, shooter. So that's the person who's doing the knocking. I'm the one who knocks, as they say. Yeah. Okay, and there might be a couple more, but they'll show up when I try to compile. So that should be it, actually. Like, we need to draw sprites for the artifacts, but they are in fact in the game, confirmed. And I'll leave the sprites because I'm going to redo all of them anyway. And so target.knockback, and so just playing with this, so this would be, the chance would be like 10 times 20. No, that seems rather high, right? Times buff value. If buff value is like, that should be more likely to happen, but not that much more likely. So if a summon is 0.5 and a buff is 20, so summon is 0.5 chance to happen, buff is 20% chance to happen. And let's say like we end up with around 10%, so 10 times 20, that's bloody 200. That's way too high. And I'm really worried because these numbers are inevitably, like, they are in fact going to be changing a lot. And I need to kind of, but I at least want them to be like mostly sound. So yeah, I'm 100% gonna have to like play a lot of the game, tweak these numbers, take player feedback and all of that, but I want it to at least somewhat match how it should be, just so that I'm getting like a similar to result as to what I had before. So yeah, this has been a big, like, pretty ambitious change to make, but I think it's worthwhile. Okay. So, like, if we've got a knockback of 25, that ends up being a 10% chance. But if we multiply that by 20, that's like guaranteed to happen. That's probably fine. But if the player is buffing everyone every time he knocks someone back with one of his weapons, yeah, I guess that's it. It's like so if I've got like 4 melee weapons that are all doing 25 knockback. So what if we said like, so we would go from like, I've got a knockback of 25, that would make it 10%. I just think this number must be too high. So what if we said buff value is 10 and actually critical buff has that's probably too high anyway. So yeah, it has a 10% chance to gain a random buff on crit. So 10 out of so it would be 25%. No, so it'd be like a 10% chance. That's a base chance. Times 10. That still seems too high. So what if... What if that was a 5% chance? I mean, I don't know. It just seems high. I don't know. And like, you could have a knockback of 100, but you're not going to have that on all of your weapons. Well, either way, we just tweak these numbers, don't we? Buff value equals 5. Reset value equals 5. And then so... a buff, so 10% times 5 would be... Yeah, so let's make it that. And so... Just for consistency, I'm getting really lost in the weeds here, but yeah, buff would be 5% chance. That makes sense. Okay. Well, we have added that in. The next thing to do in order to complete what the task I'd set out for myself today would be looter ones. So that's easy. That's pick up. Where's pick up item? Where do I pick up an item? Item. Chicken. Yeah, so if I type chicken, drop the item, yeah, but okay, so here's where we pick up an item. So yeah, if item type is chicken, but we don't care about the item type as long as it's not XP. Why is this here twice? Okay, that's the color splats. Alright. Okay, so we will do... So these don't exist anymore, but I guess if you can't get them, then it doesn't matter. So we will do item type. We just do a simple if item type is not equal to item type dot hello XP. Simple enough.
What are you going to play?
I'm not playing anything. I'm making a game.
Why?
Because I like making games.
Because you played lots of games.
Yeah, I played lots and lots of games, and I figured I know enough about them, and I like them enough that I want to make them myself.
I want to play lots of games.
Do you? You want to be like Daddy?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see about that.
I like games.
You like games. I'm glad you like games.
Hello. Where did he say hello? And that Daddy will say hello.
That's Daddy from maybe 10 minutes ago.
Daddy, say hello, and maybe that Daddy will say hello.
Maybe in a bit.
Say hello. Say hello, Daddy. Say hello. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, it didn't say
Let's
hello.
make sure that we've got Looter.
Can I go on you?
Give me a minute. Looter.
I want a glass of milk.
You want a glass of milk? What's Mummy doing? Oh,
She's having a nap with things.
okay. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to stop the stream here, or at least, yeah, I'm going to.
Bank.
Yeah, I'm going to stop the stream here, and I'll finish up outside. So I'll finish up doing this, and then got a lovely chunky list of bugs to deal with next time, or bugs and things to fix and improve, and design points and whatnot. So I'll be back tomorrow morning. So thank you for everyone who joined. Really great turnout today.
Are you going to be back tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm talking to the people who watched today, or who might watch after the fact. And do you need putty as well?
No.
Okay.
Give me a glass of milk.
Yeah, I will. All right, I'm gonna come down now. So yeah, be back tomorrow morning.